When was the last time you truly paid attention to your feet, not just looked at them, but really listened, felt, noticed? We spend our entire lives standing on them, walking, running, pushing forward. Yet most people treat their feet as an afterthought, assuming that as long as they move, they're fine. But what if they're not? What if your feet, your toes, have been quietly trying to tell you something vital? Something that could save your life? It sounds unbelievable, but more and more doctors are saying it's true. The early signs of serious illness often begin in the feet. Your toes might be trying to warn you long before the rest of your body catches up. Coldness, numbness, tingling, a subtle change in color, slight swelling, strange sensations. They seem minor, harmless, but under the surface, they may be connected to something far more dangerous. Poor blood flow, nerve damage, early signs of diabetes, heart disease, or even peripheral artery disease. All conditions that can quietly start in your lower limbs without making a sound. Most people ignore these signs. They chalk it up to just getting older or a bad shoe day. They push it off thinking it'll go away on its own, but the body never sends a message without a reason. Every symptom is a whisper, every discomfort a signal. And the longer we ignore the whispers, the louder the warnings become, until they scream in the form of crisis, emergency, even tragedy. That's the truth no one talks about. Your body doesn't wait for permission. It warns you, but you have to be willing to listen. There's something deeply powerful about learning to read the signals your body sends, not in fear, but in awareness, not in panic, but in clarity. Because the people who change their lives, the ones who get stronger, healthier, more energized, they aren't the ones who wait until things fall apart. They're the ones who pay attention before it's too late. And here's where it gets even more serious. Researchers have found a direct link between foot health and longevity. Yes, longevity. In one study, they discovered that certain changes in foot sensation, especially numbness, tingling, or chronic pain, and indicate declining nerve function or poor circulation. These aren't just foot problems. They're signs of deeper systemic issues. Your body is one connected system, and your feet, being the farthest point from your heart, often show the damage first. Think about that for a moment. Your toes, the very tips of your body, may be carrying the first signs of something that could shorten your life. That's not meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you up. Because when you start paying attention, you gain back control. And control is power. It's not just about avoiding disease. It's about claiming your future, the energy to move without pain, the freedom to walk, run, dance, without hesitation, the confidence of knowing you're in tune with your body. That kind of power doesn't come from waiting. It comes from choosing to act when most people don't, and that's why you're here, because deep down, you already know there's more to your life than just getting by. More than just enduring pain, more than ignoring signs and hoping things get better on their own. You're here because you're ready to wake up, to move forward, to take back what's yours. Here's the truth. Your body wants to heal. It was designed to protect you, to regenerate, to adapt. But it can only do that when you listen, when you take the signals seriously, when you stop brushing off discomfort as normal and start seeing it as a wake-up call. Your feet aren't the end of your body, they're the foundation, and when your foundation is strong, everything else rises higher. Right now, you might be thinking back to times your feet felt off, times you pushed through the pain, times you ignored the discomfort, but that's not your fault. We've all done it. What matters is what you do next, because understanding this truth isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning of a new one. A story where you take control of your health, one step at a time. And if you stay with this journey, if you keep going, you'll learn not just how to spot those warning signs early, but how to strengthen your feet, fix the pain, and prevent bigger problems before they start. The reward, more than just relief. It's the chance to live longer, to feel stronger, to move with freedom, and most of all, to trust your body again. So don't look away, not this time. The change you've been waiting for doesn't start with a miracle. It starts with your feet, and one simple decision, to listen. And once you begin to listen, you can't ignore what you feel. That sharp, burning ache in your heel each morning. The first few steps that feel like walking on nails. The stiffness that lingers through the day, that isn't just fatigue, it isn't weakness, it's a message your body has been trying to send you louder and louder. This pain has a name, it's called plantar fasciitis. And it affects millions, many of whom suffer in silence. It starts subtly, a tightness, a dull ache, but over time it becomes something deeper, something that weighs on your entire life, because it's not just about your feet, it's about how pain steals your freedom. The freedom to move, to chase your goals, to live with energy and confidence. Pain doesn't just stop you physically, it gets into your mind, it makes you second, guess every step, every plan, every dream. It slowly wears down your will to fight. You begin adjusting your life around it, sitting more, moving less, avoiding the activities you once loved, and with each day, a part of you feels smaller, slower. Stuck, and yet so many people ignore it. They mask it with painkillers, they wait, hoping it will pass. But pain is never just pain, it's information, and the longer you wait, the louder it grows. Because plantar fasciitis is not just a foot problem. It's a signal of imbalance, of strain, of a body out of alignment. You were not born to live in pain. You were not made to shrink from your own life. Deep inside you is the strength to rise again, but you must choose it. You must stop accepting discomfort as normal. You must stop settling for a life less than what you deserve. Every single day, your feet carry the weight of your life. And when they hurt, everything hurts. But here's the truth they don't tell you. Plantar fasciitis is not permanent. It's not a life sentence. It's a challenge, one that you can overcome with the right awareness, the right steps, and the decision to stop letting pain control your life. There is hope, there is science, there is a path forward, and it doesn't require a miracle. It requires consistency, 10 minutes a day to stretch, to breathe, to realign, to unlock the healing power within your own body. When the fascia is released, when the tension is corrected, the pain fades, your steps feel lighter, your energy returns, and with every step forward, you remind yourself of something powerful. You're not broken. Your healing, it starts small, one movement, one stretch, one moment of commitment, but those small decisions lead to massive transformation, because once the pain begins to fade, something else rises in its place, momentum. The desire to move, to do more, to live again, and that's what this is really about, not just ending pain, but beginning freedom. Plantar fasciitis may have slowed you down, it may have forced you to pause. But it doesn't get to write the end of your story, you do. You decide if today is the day you reclaim control. You decide if you're going to let pain define your future, or if you're going to rise above it. Most people give up, they settle, they convince themselves that this is just how life feels now, but not you. You're still here, still listening, still pushing forward. That means something. That means the fire in you is still burning. And now is the time to let it grow. The pain you feel is not your identity. It's a signal, a challenge, and like every challenge you've faced, it can be overcome, but not by chance, by choice, by action. By believing that your body can heal and by giving it the tools and time it needs to do so. This isn't just about feet, this is about power, your power, the kind that doesn't fade under pressure, the kind that fights back. The kind that gets up, again and again, no matter how many times it's been knocked down. You don't have to wait for perfect timing. You don't need special equipment. You don't need anyone's permission. All you need is the decision to start, to stretch, to care, to take those first steps, literally and metaphorically, toward a life without pain, a life with strength, a life with purpose, because on the other side of pain is power, on the other side of resistance is resilience, and on the other side of today's decision is a version of you that moves without limits, lives without fear, and walks with purpose in every single step. You've come this far, don't stop now. The road back to freedom begins beneath your feet. That road to freedom is already beneath you. You've felt the pain, you've heard the warnings, and now something inside you is shifting. A quiet knowing, a deep truth. You are not here to suffer. You are here to rise, and everything you need to begin again is already within you. Your body is not broken, it's brilliant. It's capable of incredible healing, strength, and renewal. But it needs one thing to activate that power. Your choice, not tomorrow, not when it hurts less, not when it's easier, right now. Because this moment holds more power than any excuse. This moment is yours. Healing starts the moment you stop running from the pain and start learning from it. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about doing something consistent, something intentional. It's about reconnecting to your body with a new mindset. A mindset that says, I am in charge, I am not a victim of pain. I am the architect of my healing. Plantar fasciitis doesn't own you. It's a chapter, not your story, and the cure isn't hidden in mystery, it's in movement. Simple, strategic movement, stretching your calves, releasing the fascia beneath your feet, strengthening the muscles that hold your posture. These aren't just exercises, they are acts of reclaiming power. 10 minutes, that's all it takes. 10 minutes of intention, of presence, of belief. 10 minutes that can change your next 10 years, because the small things you do daily matter more than the big things you do occasionally. Your healing lives in your habits, in your willingness to show up for yourself, even on the hard days. And here's the truth most people never hear. Your feet are more than bones and muscles. They are your foundation. Your base, they carry your life, your momentum, your purpose. When you strengthen them, everything above them becomes stronger too. Your spine, your energy, your willpower, it's all connected. Heal your feet, and you begin to unlock strength everywhere. There will be resistance. There will be days your body says not today. But those are the days that matter most, because discipline isn't built when everything feels easy. It's built when you keep showing up, even when it doesn't. And every time you do, you send a message to yourself. I matter, my health matters, my life matters. This isn't about chasing perfection. It's about choosing progress, choosing yourself, choosing to believe that your body was designed to move with freedom, not limitation. You may have felt stuck before, you may have believed the pain would always be there, but belief is powerful. It can build prisons, or it can build breakthroughs. Right now, you have a choice. You can keep living inside the limb its pain has placed around you, or you can step outside them. You can stretch, strengthen, heal, and with each step, you become more of who you truly are, not someone burdened by discomfort, but someone rising into strength, someone who refuses to give up on their body, their goals, their life. The pain was never the end. It was the invitation, the call to rise, the push to evolve, and when you answer that call, you don't just feel better. You become better, stronger, sharper, more present, more alive. You don't wait for the right conditions, you create them. You become the reason your life changes. Every moment you've struggled, every step that hurt, every day you felt stuck, it all brought you here. And now you know what you didn't before. You know that healing is possible. You know that strength can return. You know that freedom is not a fantasy. It's a decision to act, a decision to believe, a decision to start with what you have, where you are, and trust that it's enough, because it is enough. You are enough, and now is your time. You've walked through pain. Now it's time to walk into purpose. You've felt weakness. Now it's time to feel power. You've heard the warnings. Now it's time to live the answer. So breathe, stand tall, and take that first step, not just with your feet, but with your heart. Because healing doesn't begin in the body. It begins in the mind. When you decide that you deserve more, your body follows. When you choose to rise, nothing can keep you down. This is your moment, not someday. Not eventually, now. Let the healing begin. Let your strength return. Let your next step be the one that changes everything, that step you just imagined. The one filled with strength, clarity, and purpose is more than a vision. It's your next reality, but only if you decide to walk into it, because everything you've heard until now has been preparing you for this. Not just to relieve pain, not just to heal, but to transform. Pain may have pushed you to the edge, but transformation is what pulls you forward, and that shift begins with a promise, one you make to yourself and keep, no matter what. You didn't come this far just to feel a little better. You came for change, lasting change, and that only happens when action becomes identity. You must stop thinking of healing as something you do and start seeing it as who you are. You are someone who takes control. Someone who listens, someone who acts, not when it's easy, but because it's necessary. That mindset is the real cure. That belief is what turns short-term relief into lifelong strength. When you begin moving with intention, stretching your calves, massaging your arches, aligning your posture, it's not about fixing a symptom. It's about honoring your foundation. Every motion tells your body, I'm here for you. I trust you. I'm willing to rebuild, and in response, your body adapts, it strengthens, it rewires. You stop chasing survival and begin stepping into vitality. It's not about how long it takes. It's about the fact that you're moving forward. That each day, even when it's hard, you show up for yourself, because you're not just healing feet. You're restoring freedom, the freedom to live without hesitation, to wake up without dread, to plan your future without fear holding the pen. Most people wait for the pain to go away before they start living again. But the truth is, your life doesn't start after healing. Healing happens because you start living now, because you refuse to delay your joy, because you move, even with discomfort, knowing that every step is a step away from limitation and toward liberation. You are not fragile, you are not weak. That voice in your head that tells you it's too late, that this is how life is now, that voice is lying. You were born with the ability to recover. You were built to regenerate, to bounce back, to grow stronger under pressure. And every single step you take in alignment with that truth brings you closer to who you really are. This is not about going back to how things were. It's about becoming something greater than you've ever been, because the pain taught you something about presence, about awareness, about resilience, and now you carry that wisdom forward, not as a burden, but as a weapon. A weapon against doubt, against fear, against the quiet surrender that takes hold when we forget our power. You don't have time to waste waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is the one you create. It's the one where you push through the resistance, where you choose to believe again and again that your future is still yours to shape, that your body is not your enemy, that it is your ally, your partner, your proof that you can endure and evolve. Your steps may be small at first. That's okay. Even the smallest step in the right direction is stronger than standing still, and soon those small steps add up. To strength, to momentum, to freedom. You'll wake up one day and realize the pain is gone, or it's so small it no longer defines you. What defines you now is your decision, your action, your unshakable belief that you are made for more. Because you are made to move without fear, to rise without limits, to trust your body and walk with purpose. And every time you stretch, every time you breathe, every time you choose to engage instead of escape, you're building that future. Not someday, not in theory, but right now, this journey is yours, not just to manage pain, but to reclaim your strength, to reconnect to a part of yourself that was never broken, only waiting to be remembered. So stand tall, stand grounded, stand grateful. You have legs that can move, a heart that still beats with purpose, a mind that dares to believe. Let that be your guide. Let that be your fuel. Your steps may have started in pain, but they will end in power. Because nothing can stop the person who refuses to quit. Nothing can defeat the soul that chooses to rise, and you right now are choosing something most people never will. You're choosing to listen. You're choosing to act. You're choosing to take back everything that pain tried to take from you, and that choice, that fierce, undeniable choice changes everything.